Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are having a great Saturday. Happy Saturday to you all. I am so sorry for the delay, but we were having some technical difficulties. But we are here, and I am excited to talk to you all about the Give a Heart campaign. Um, I have gotten some questions in my inbox about why this campaign is so important to me. What do I have to gain from doing this? Um, am I being paid by the hospital, or things like that? So just wanted to give a little background for those of you who are not familiar with my story, and to help you to understand why we are doing the Give a Heart campaign. So, for those of you who do not know, in 2017, in September of 2017, I had a baby girl at 25 weeks and 1 day. So, she was very, very premature. She was born weighing 1 pound, 2.3 ounces. She was 11 and a half inches long. As a military member, I should have delivered my baby at the Army base. But because of the severity of my condition, I ended up being air medevaced to a hospital in Baltimore, which is the University of Maryland in Baltimore. Once I was there, I was rushed into surgery, and I'm not going to really talk about my situation because I really want to get to Give a Heart. But my medical state was pretty severe, and they needed to get the baby out, basically in an effort to save me and in an effort to save the baby. So they had to go ahead and do emergency surgery. So my little baby girl came into the world at 1 or so in the morning on September 11th, 2017. We spent, of course, she was born at 25 weeks. So, unlike the average parent that has a kid, they go home in 2 to 3 days. Some places kick you out after 24 hours. Well, my daughter and I had this experience of being having to stay in the hospital for a total of 158 days. 158 days we were in the hospital, and throughout that time, I have to say that my baby girl received the I mean, I guess because I've never had another premature kid, I don't have anything to compare it to, but from my experience, she had the best care she could have possibly received. If you have never been in the premature NICU community, it definitely opens your eyes to something that you just would not know existed if you were not a part of that community. It is very eye opening. So, when my baby girl was born, this is the first diaper. I hope you can see it. This is the first diaper that she wore when I went to see her. This is what she was wearing. As you can see, that's not even the size of my hand. Um, this was her blood pressure cuff. This looks like something that Mattel would make for our little baby dolls, right? That's her blood pressure cup. Let me see that. And her little umbilical cord is so small that you can't even really see it, but that's her little umbilical cord. Um, so she was quite tiny. Um, the reason that I have another diaper, and then she graduated to this size, and even this was really, really huge on her. But anyway, throughout that time, parents they're going through. You don't know what's going to happen. The NICU is a real roller coaster ride, and it is very difficult to just function in that space because it's not even day by day. You don't know what's going to happen. Minute by minute, you don't know what's going to happen. You're looking at your baby in, yeah, I'm about to date myself, in this incubator, which is now graduated to an isolate. You're looking at your little baby, and you see wires on wires on wires everywhere. There's alarms everywhere. There's lines everywhere. I get teary-eyed just thinking about it. And you don't know. But I believe that God sends these. I'm sorry, I was trying to do this without crying. That God sends these angels to do little small things to help your day to be just a little bit better, to help your moments to be just a little bit better. And so I would walk into the room, and I might have something like a precious little something. This was actually Thanksgiving. Every holiday, as I was stating, there was something there for us, whether it was something for me, mom, something for my husband, something for us both to enjoy, but mainly something for my baby. We had, this was, this was her first little thing. This was her welcome to the world, little card that was made, and one of our favorite nurses did her little footprints. And she was so precious that she took her footprints all throughout the NICU journey, the whole time that we were there, in the NICU. And so we either had, little crafts or books or little bears, prayer bears, teddy bears, well, not, we had one balloon, because balloons weren't really allowed. Books that you could read to the baby, books on getting through the NICU journey, all things that had been donated to us from other organizations that in most cases were headed by former preemie moms, or preemie parents, I should say, so I don't leave the dads out. So, as I kind of stated in the description of the Give a Heart campaign, we were there from September to February. We were discharged in February. And in that time frame, we got something, like I said, every month. Be it, we got a craft every month, definitely. We even got a craft for the Super Bowl. And my babe, obviously, she don't even know what the Super Bowl is, but it's really cute. But along with the art or the craft, there was a physical gift. I remember walking in December for Christmas, or because she was supposed to be born on Christmas Eve, and I remember walking into the room to see her because I planned to do this whole photo shoot, and she had so many gifts, and this is like my favorite, her little onesie that she was given, and she was so little that she couldn't even wear it yet. It was super big on her, but she had it, right? Again, something donated to us by a family, a mom, a sponsor like you. So from September to February, there was something there every month. September, October, November, December, and January. We were discharged in February, right after Valentine's Day. And I remember on the ride home, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this has been such an amazing journey. What can I do to help others who may be going through this? And just a little side note, while I was there, I was named the NICU mayor, because I did my best to try to talk to all the parents that came through, simply because they I've been there for so long. So it's one thing when the nurses and the doctors tell you something, but it's another thing when you can talk to somebody else that's been in your shoes, or that is in your shoes and it's been there a little bit longer. So I tried to make it my business to encourage the parents, it's going to be fine. You can ask questions. A lot of things you don't know. You're afraid. You're so afraid you don't know that you can ask questions. You don't know that you can be a part of your kids' care. And they actually encourage it at the University of Maryland. They want you to be a part of every decision that they are making as doctors. And one thing I loved about them is every morning they came around and they discussed each baby. And when they discussed the babies, they included the parents. And so I was very well aware of everything that was going on with my baby at all times because I was a part of the discussion. And they wanted to know, like, what did you see, Mom? How did she respond to this? Mom, did you think that was good? Did you think she did well with this? What do you think about it? And I thought that was absolutely amazing. So nothing was done without Mom being included. And I mean, by the end of it, I was almost a neonatologist, because I had spent so much time with them. You start to learn the lingo, you start to, all of that stuff. So anyway, with all of that being said, because of the great care that I received and that my baby had received. And when I say that I had received, they looked out for me too. They wanted to make sure I had water, making sure I was taking my medication, helping me with breastfeeding. Any questions that I had, they made sure that I was good. They sent me home. Go home, Mom. You need to rest. Go get some lunch, Mom. You need to eat, or whatever the case may be. No, they not only took care of my baby, but they took care of me too. And they really didn't have to do that. But with all of that great care, I'm like, oh my gosh, you want to help. Like, what can I do to help these families? What can I do to help this wonderful staff? And it dawned on me that when we were packing all of the stuff to go home, all of the little trinkets that we had received, there wasn't a trinket for Valentine's Day. And things can change from year to year, of course. So it was at that moment on February 16th, 2018, that I decided to launch the Give a Heart campaign. And that was in an effort to ensure that on Valentine's Day, the families would have something to walk into their rooms to, a gift of some sort. Because I am a crafty person, I came up with a onesie. The onesie says NICU Sweetheart. It has a heart, and in the heart it says NICU Sweetheart. How appropriate for Valentine's Day, right? Because it's just love, right? And what I also thought was amazing is, of course, February is Heart Health Month as well. So it's just centered around the heart altogether. You put all that together, and what you get is families feeling loved. So the Give a Heart campaign is about helping those families to feel loved, to feel supported, to feel thought about in those moments that are super dark, when you don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, or when it's going to happen. You're in this place that you probably never dreamed you would be, never thought that you would be, and you're watching your baby fight and fight and fight to hold on to life each and every day. And when I tell you those little babies, I should have just kept my glasses off. When I tell you those little babies are amazing, they do some amazing things. Their bodies are super little, but their mind and their strength is super big. It's like they have a connection with God like no other. And if your faith has ever been shaken, it will grow in a NICU, okay? The unique thing about NICU parents is we get to see our babies develop on the outside. So all of the things that we wouldn't normally see, because everything happens on the inside, we actually get to see all that. So when my baby was born, she didn't have eyebrows yet. She didn't even have, trying to be politically correct, she didn't even have like the areolas for her little nipples they hadn't even developed yet. Her body was just this translucent per se body. It was just clear in essence. She was just this pink little being. And so she did have hair. Um, but I got to see her develop into who she is from 25 weeks in one day. And when I say the hand of God and how he works is amazing, that was an amazing sight to see. It was scary. But when you look back over it, you realize that was indeed an amazing sight to see. So why am I here today? I am here to ask of you to please consider donating to the Give a Heart campaign. It is $15. And what $15 does is it purchases a onesie for the baby, and it purchases a sweet treat of some sort for the parents. Last year, we were able to give Valentine's Day cookies to the parents. I would love if we could just give them gift cards to go out and enjoy a meal, because staying in the hospital is expensive, and even eating in the hospital, depending on your facility, can be expensive, because a lot of facilities do not offer food. They can't afford to offer free food to the parents. So parents are paying out of pocket to eat, and that gets expensive. Um, where I was, it was if I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner from the cafeteria in the hospital, it was about 20, anywhere from $20 to $25 a day for me to eat all three meals. Thanks be to God, I was all right. I was able to. But what I did do was I went out and I bought, when I would come home, I just got groceries. And in buying groceries, I was able to take it back with me and have food, and I didn't have to do that. So what we want to do is to be able to make that day special. Just give moms and dads an opportunity to know that you are thought about, that you are loved, that you have support, that there's a whole community of people out there thinking about you, praying for you, and wanting you to just feel the love and comfort that is surrounding you each and every day. That can be, the NICU can be a lonely place, and you are wondering, like, it's hard to talk to people because everybody can't understand. People ask you questions like, when's your baby's coming home? Is your baby gonna be all right? Is your baby gonna be normal? That was what I got. Is your baby gonna be normal? Well, what is that? What is normal? And it's just because they don't know. They're trying to understand your language, but they don't really know your language. And so you can often feel like you don't have anybody that you can talk to, because they don't get it. So that community and that network of NICU support is amazing, because in that community and in that network, you can ask all the questions that you want to ask and not feel like, oh my gosh, people are sending me messages. Not feel like, oh my gosh, like people are going to think I'm crazy, or people are going to think I'm silly, or whatever the case may be. So all of that said, this is just a way to say to these NICU moms, these NICU dads, these NICU grandmothers, these NICU aunts, because you see it all, NICU aunts, uncles, the whole family is affected. Godparents, grandpastors. This can you tell I had a very supportive community, sisters, brothers, all of that good stuff. This is a time to say to them, hey, we are thinking of you, and we want you to just take a moment to digress. Take a moment, breathe, and enjoy this little sweet treat on us. So please, 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 the link is on the page of Nikki's Boutique. I'll try to pin it at the bottom. Please click the link and donate $15. I promise you, every penny goes. There are currently 52. The University of Maryland in Baltimore is currently a 52 bed facility for the bait that houses NICU babies. And with that, we are trying to ensure that all 52 families receive something from us. Now, it is you have to start small. So I'm starting with the University of Maryland in Baltimore. It started last year with the University of Maryland in Baltimore, of course, because that was where we were. But it is my prayer that as the Give a Heart campaign grows each year, we get more and more sponsors, and we are able to just reach NICU families across America. That is my long-term goal, but it starts right here, right now, with each and every one of you. I need your help to service these families and to say, hey, somebody is out there thinking about you. It's going to be okay. And let me tell you something. This little what's going on? These little crafts may not seem like much, but it is something to walk into a room and there's cards or a craft or something that just says, like, when I saw my baby's feet, just hanging up on the door, like, it was amazing. Just little things. It may seem small to you, but to a family in distress, it means the world. So please, 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 if you can find it in your heart to donate $15 to this cause. And when you go on the link, when you click the link down at the bottom, there's 2 babies there, and those are 2 actual babies that from last year that received onesies, and their families received their Valentine's treats. And I am going to do better this year. I didn't think about it last year, but I'm going to do better this year at asking the parents to give me permission, or to send me a picture and then give me permission to post their babies with their little onesies on, so that you can see that your donation went to these babies. I don't see, Jane's not on here, but Jane is the lactation specialist at the University of Maryland. And Jane is in charge of the support group that happens it was on Tuesdays. It may have changed now, but each week there's a support group for the families to come out and speak to. And so last year when we went out to deliver, I had an opportunity to actually speak to families that were there, and it was absolutely amazing. And we, of course, will do that again this year. We speak to the families. I answer any questions that they may have, just to kind of ease their mind. Because like I said, it's one thing when the doctors and the nurses are telling you, but it's another thing when you hear it from a person and then you see the results. So I was supposed to do this live last night, actually. And the reason I could not do this live last night is because the little person that I'm on here for that encouraged this was doing the most, honey, and she was not letting me be free to do what I was going to do. So I had to jump on this morning while she was taking her morning nap. Otherwise, she would bomb. Is there a video bomb? She would video bomb the video. But anyway, so that's where we are. Thank you all for listening to our story. I pray that it encourages you to give, to donate. Share the video. Share it. We want as many sponsors as possible. If we get more than 52 sponsors, then guess what? We send it over to another facility. That's what happens. I do Mniki's Boutique, of course. is a business for me, but this is all charity. This Give a Heart is all charity. So anything over 52 will go to another facility. Easy, easy, easy. So if we get 104, it will just go to another NICU. That's all. So nothing will be wasted. Trust and believe. Nothing will be wasted. Like I said, 52 bed facility. We are currently sitting at about 22. We're about 22. Last count, we had 22 sponsors. And I want to take this moment to thank each and every sponsor that has helped us so far. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. And we're just 1 week in. So you still have a couple of weeks to get your donations in, share, take it to your church, play the video in your church announcements. All of that. Play the video at work, play the video in school. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Wherever you share, share, share. And please, please, if you can, find it in your heart to donate. Click the link on the page, and it will take you to the Give a Heart donation page, and you'll be able to do everything there. There's a little short clip there, and all of that. So I am going to get off now, but I say thank you so much for tuning in, and looking forward to these donations rolling in. And when we have reached our goal, we are going to have a celebration. It's going to be, in the words of Mr. Brown, a celebrate. And I will also ask this year for permission to take pictures at the event so that I can post it and you all can see where your the fruits of your labor. All right. Love you all. Thank you. And we will talk to you soon.